Did you guys know that this is hard to get? Turns out getting this in the ocean is extremely difficult. And hello, Boulder. So, today, we are going to be continuing. Wait, what are you talking about? It's not Marmite. What are you talking about? It's Vegemite. I don't get it, Gideon. It's Vegemite. It says Vegemite right there. See? Vegemite. Me when I gaslight. Anyways. Anyways, I did find both. It was actually very difficult to find. Also, guys, I want you to know the amount of embarrassment I went through to get this, syringe, because the pharmacist, I think, thought I was a drug addict. I'm pretty sure she thought I was a drug addict. Because I you know, you can just order the syringes online, right? Yeah, but I was just like, oh yeah, you can get them at the pharmacy. So I just like go up to her asking for syringes, and she's like, yeah, I can get you syringes if you tell me what drug or prescription it's for. I'm like, oh no, not that, just like disposable syringes. She looks at me weirdly, just like, oh, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean like 5 milliliter, 10 milliliter? I'm like, oh, 5 millimeters, fine. Why is head pats always on such a long cooldown? I don't know, because it is. But yes, I went through embarrassment for this for you guys. So I'm hoping this project works. This project better work. Ori doesn't know her own address. That is true. I don't know my own address. Okay. So what we are going to do... I wonder if my coworker knows my own address. I think my coworker actually might know my own address, but but I don't. Anyways. Ordering needles to your parents' place. Well, okay, like, again, there's no needles in this. It's just, like, a syringe out. Okay. So, I am thinking of using the Marmite because it's in an easier container for me to get this guy going. So, what I am thinking... And hello, Danray. Welcome in. And hello, Mandeth. Nice to see you. Actually, yeah, nice to see you, Mandeth. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, what we need to do is we need to do some initial, experiments over the, resistive properties of Marmite or Vegemite yeast extract, essentially. So, that is what we are going to be doing right now. A plate not covered in hot glue. Yes, it is a paper plate. It is a paper plate. I think it will actually be easier if I use the back. Is this science time? Yes. Is it drawing science time? Yes. So it's drawing science time. Okay. So I'm just going to get this piece of paper. I feel like it's darker than it should be, but that's okay. But yes, how are you guys doing on this fine Wednesday? We are halfway through the week. I skipped work today, because I didn't feel like it. And I stayed up way too late. Nodders. But yes, hopefully everything is going okay with everyone else. Please have a seal. Please have a seal. If we cut the stream now, it's the wildest show and tell ever. Which is awful. I doubt it's a sensory thing like silverware. Anyways, two things that I'm hopeful for. Smell test doesn't work on Marmite. Yeah, I'm aware of that now. It's gross. I'm doing okay, just got back from work. Nice, nice. Stayed up late. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay. Okay, anyways. I just wanted to draw a thin line to start with. So I think we should get in the like neighborhood of like anywhere from 0 to 100 ohms, depending on how thick the lines are. So that's what we're going to start with. And then I also want to double check if lines of different sizes have different values in resistivity. They should, right? So the way that this should work out is that longer and thicker, or longer and thinner, longer and thicker. Essentially, longer lines will have a higher resistivity, or should, from point to point. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and test. What if this doesn't work? Then our entire project is just, like, in the water. Now you really look like a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict! I don't even do drugs. I do hugs, not drugs. Okay. What if this doesn't connect at all? Ah, Fudgy the whale. You're getting hugs? Oh, hey. Hello. What's up? You'd be in the kilo ohms. Put on a resistance. Okay, hold on. Let's try kilo ohms, not continuity. Anything? 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 I'm basically touching it now. Is it too low? Okay, hold on. Hey, so I'm watching this engineering streamer and she's doing lines of marmot. Listen, I need this, okay? I need the lines of marmot for purposes. Okay, there we go. And as we go further out, the resistivity will increase. Heh. Well, needless to say, I am super wrong on how resistive this material is, because I thought this material was going to be orders of magnitude better than it is. So we're looking at 120 or 190 kilo ohms. I'm just making sure that it's not the plate itself. Material. It's food ori. It's material. Oh man, dude, my probes are gonna be so dirty after this. And then... Okay, so it looks like there's a base level of resistivity. I wonder if we dilute it? Should we dilute it with water? Okay, we'll have to do some thinking about this, because it... Okay, I'm trying to think what our best method is here. Try the Vegemite, maybe it's better. How would Vegemite be any better in this case? But yeah, I'll give... Does Marmite dilute? I don't know, we'll find out. Wait, add salt. It's very salty. Oh my gosh, this smells like a beef bouillon cube, but like 100 times stronger. Hold on. I'm having difficulty drawing the Marmite, or drawing the Vegemite into the tube. Okay. Don't bonk me, dude. We're doing science. Okay. We're doing science. Hello, Random Logic. Hopefully you're doing well. Not thicken an electrolyte solution with maybe some other thickening agent. Yeah, we could try like something with cornstarch, right? But I'd really prefer... I feel like this is super different. Okay, and this is the Vegemite. I thought these guys were the same things. Asking if you could before asking if you should is science. Yes, that is correct. Listen, I am very scientific, okay? This looks absolutely disgusting. Anyways, that Vegemite looks horrid. Is that what Vegemite's not supposed to look like? I feel like the Marmite looks perfectly normal, by the way. Like, it looks like what I thought it would look like. This does not look like what I thought it would look like. It seems to be about the same resistivity, though. Because we're seeing 140... This is touching. This is not touching. Hey, what did you do yesterday? It's hard to explain. Okay, so yesterday... Apologies. For those of you just joining in, hello. My name is Ariana Ora. I am a VTuber hybrid human dolphin inventor, and we are currently trying to make a electronics project from the Witch Hat Atelier magic system. We are trying to make conductive... We need conductive ink for the purposes of this project. So to make like the magic ink to use to draw the circles and the shapes and the spells and the runes, we are going to use Marmite or Vegemite, or otherwise known as yeast extract, and we're essentially doing some tiny experiments to see like our values that we're getting in our system. Are you printing your own PCB? I would never. That's too much effort, TMKDK. Wait, why is it... Oh, I mixed the two. Oops. Okay, so what we are going to do real quick is... Okay, how many people here have actually experience with Vegemite? How many people here have, like, eaten it or consistently used it, like, more than a single time? But you have conducting ink. Marmite, yes. Vegemite, no. I'm pretty sure they're very similar. Any Aussies? Hello. Miss Ori, the hand model. Hello. Hello, hello. Probably an Australian. They use Vegemite a lot, I've heard. I've eaten one both times. It's very nice and salty. Okay, so essentially, does anyone know if this coagulates over time, or if this just, like, stays a liquid forever when exposed to oxygen? Oh, did the Great Reset happen? Yes, the Great Reset did in fact happen. Wait, do you still have the warning labels on your probes? Yeah? I do. I saw conductive ink only once. Hear me out. This is way better than conductive ink, okay? At least over a couple hours it should be fine. Okay, that makes life easier, at least. I think the play is to use the Marmite, guys, because the Vegemite isn't keeping its consistency well. It looks like they have roughly the same resistivity. It looks like, for lack of a better word, month away from the sub baby. What should we name her? Thank you so much for subscribing, Tobo Cattle. It's appreciated, but never necessary. Thank you, thank you. It's a spread if you let it sit out, but it should be fine for a test case or 3. Yeah, I'm essentially trying to figure out how we're going to build our circuit based on this. So as long as we get a value that changes as you're further out. So see how this guy... Oh, it's... Hold on. Let me see if I can just go to 2 million for scale. Okay, so see if you're far enough out, you have a very high, like, value. So this is 800,000, or almost 1 mega ohm. And then if we get closer... That doesn't even make sense. This number should be dropping. It keeps rising. Yeah, hold on. One second. Okay, they're basically on top of each other. Marmite capacitor. Maybe clean the probes. Okay, yeah, I'll clean the probes. 1 second. Because... pretty sure... Hold on, we just want this to be as stable as possible. As soon as this value goes down, is it just going to continually increase? I don't think it should just continually increase. Do you have salt? Yes, I have salt. Maybe the conductivity is changing due to the flowing current heating the substance. I don't think the flowing current should be high enough in a probe because it usually goes with very, very low, very low amperage and voltage. So it shouldn't be transferring that much power through it, so it shouldn't be getting hot. Okay, and then if I get, like, super close... What could cause something's resistance to increase significantly over time? And also, why is it saying... It could also be that our station itself is having a bit of issues. Capacitance. Or whatever it's spelled. But it shouldn't be keeping its charge. It should also be discharging extremely quickly on the capacitive side, should it not? How do we do this? How do we do this? Fun new idea. Charge some Marmite with your power supply, then see if it can light an LED. I'm not sure if we want to pivot to that yet. Also, it could also be as it's drying out, it's getting more and more, like, resistive. This is kind of why I wanted to wait it out. So let's leave this for a minute. Looks like it's pretty stable, though. And then I also want to see if I can mix in a tiny bit of water. And also I have to hydrate. Shackman, thank you for the hydration. Also, how's y'all's Wednesday going? Because, again, I was kind of looking all around for this stuff, and it was difficult for me to find. So hopefully y'all's Wednesday was more productive than mine. My Wednesday was very mid. Mid's not necessarily bad. I thought it was Friday in a good way. 15-minute appointment turned into an hour. Oh, that's rough, Ty. You were at your optometrist, right? Also, it does not look like this is going to mix. Oh, hello. I had 2 exams today. Nice, nice. Honestly, I would agitate it in a different container rather than just using this. Oh, hey, it's Citadel paint. Yes, it's now Citadel paint. Okay, so real quick, I want to make a functional circuit out of this real quick, if it's possible. We don't need the proper resistance necessarily working for this. What we need is... Oh boy, painting with different shades of mud. It's not mud, it's Marmite. It's Marmite. Um, I want to see if it dries out, and then if it changes the resistivity of the solution because we're going to need, it will dissolve in hot water, but I don't know the right ratio. Yeah, I don't know the right ratio either. Okay. How can I draw a circuit with this? If I want to draw a voltage divider, I essentially need to make a point where you're able to read the voltage halfway through, and then a point where you return it to ground. Okay. Also, I did not know Marmite would be sticky. I should have known better, but I did not anticipate this. Anyways, to make a circuit out of this, I am gonna need some wires. Just to act as the probes. Always assume it's sticky. Yeah, that's what I should definitely go with in life, but... Oh, hey Joe, how's it going? That's definitely how I should assume things will go, but I don't know. I had hope it wouldn't be that bad. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to make a voltage divider because the fundamental circuit that I'm trying to make in order to make this guy functional is a voltage divider. If we're able to make a voltage divider successfully, we shouldn't have too much other issues. It will just be a matter of tuning it. Still writing up, otherwise good. Oh, okay, nice. Today I learned you can burn out audio exciters. I don't even know what an audio exciter is. I mean, I can make an assumption based on the name, but I do not have a huge grasp on it. Also, sorry if I am seeming just a little bit low energy today. You know, maybe we can mix things up today. We'll see. We'll see. It makes audio excited. Wow, yeah, such an insightful definition. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my benchtop power supply. I'm going to set that bad boy to 3.3 volts. Actually, no. Yes, no, I'm gonna have to set it to 3.3 volts. Give me a second. Or yeah, I found a chess game where the pieces are cats and they attack by licking each other. That is an interesting game mechanic. Okay, so 3 volts. If we had to make a voltage divider, how would it work? You want power to flow from one place to ground. And then it needs to be halfway through, and then you are measuring it. That's generally how a voltage divider works. So we just need to mimic the same thing, except in our paste. You know, maybe they should just throw us inside a mental asylum. That may be the play here. That may definitely be the play. As low voltage, what's the benefit of making a voltage divider versus a diode clamping at the desired voltage? So the idea, Nysath, is that we are going to be able to obtain, we are going to be able to backwards our way into shapes and length of our circuit by knowing the resistivity. So if we have a defined amount of resistance, in our circuit, say this is 1 mega ohm across, right? And we have another circuit that is 1 mega ohm across that is just like a pure component. What you're able to do is you can backwards derive that this much Marmite is 1 mega ohm. Then half of it would be some scale factor of it. Hopefully 500 kilo ohms, but we don't know that for a fact yet, right? So that's what we're trying to set up and prove. If we're able to make the voltage divider, we can essentially see that, hey, we can power this and we can get values out of this. That is why we are doing what we're doing. Oh, I see. You're trying Ohm's law this out, and the voltage divider provides a known resistance. Got it. Yes. I promise, like, I generally try my best to make things. I have a funny feeling this will be logarithmic. It's okay if it's logarithmic. I can, as long as it is some mathematical formula that can be modeled, I can model it. I'm pretty confident in my ability to do that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to set up a circuit down here. And we just need to make a voltage divider. Not to... I don't ask to critique, only to learn. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. And also, if you ever do feel like... if you ever do think you have, like, a good idea, please say it. I am all for backseating. Because, honestly, I don't 100% know what I'm doing, right? This is low-key giving me PTSD of my circuits class and I accidentally blew up one of the boards or something. Okay, so voltage divider, though. Wouldn't you just use the wire resistance formula? I don't know if it's going to behave the same as that kind of apps. We could use that to approximate it because we don't know that, but honestly, I don't have a good answer for you. And then... Okay, I essentially want to make it halfway through. Okay, I understand. I wonder if overvolted Marmite produces smoke. I mean, if it produces smoke, it produces smoke, right? Let's hope it doesn't. Okay. Cooked Marmite is probably gross. I don't know. We don't have any Australians here to give us, we don't have any Australians here to give us great insight into that. Okay. So what we need to do... Oh, thank you for following, Niceath. I hope you have a good time for however long you are here. Honestly, a simple voltage divider should just be a straight line, and then we just plop it in the middle. That should work. Listen, just the 8-ball's always, the 8-balls never... can't hurt us. Anyways, this goes to ground, and then I need the analog to digital converter, and then I need an analog to digital converter that's actually working. Okay. Can we taste test cooked marmot for science? I don't... If you can tell me what science we are doing, maybe. Oh, hey, Wolf with Sword, welcome in, and hello, Algaz. If I didn't already say hello to you. Alright. Yeah, go ask your mom. Better yet, I can go ask your mom. Okay. Okay, so we need to get a very easy bit of this code working. Essentially what I would like... first things first, honestly, if we can get away... I don't think we'll be able to, but if we can get away with using the on-board voltage... Yeah, Ori, can you go ask my mom for me? What if I did just call your mom out of nowhere? What if I did just call your mom out of nowhere, But then that would, like, give you my number. I guess I could, like, encrypt it or something, or... That would be kind of funny. I feel like that would not be funny, given the circumstances. Okay. You're mostly just measuring, right? You're probably fine with onboard power. Number spoofing is so easy these days. That would be concerning. I mean, I think I do... I think I have the means. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just a little guy on the internet. Anywho. Get this guy connected. And then we are going to need one more pin that is probing. Elia's Wolf's mom? What? I don't think anyone said that. I don't think anyone said that, Brink. Okay. Well, why you bonked me? What did I do to get bonked? Okay. So the thing that I'm worried about here is that analog to digital converters have a minimum amount of current that would be able analog to digital converters have a minimum amount of current that they are able to detect, and I'm afraid that the resistivity is going to drive the current too low for it to detect it. And that's why I was also hooking up my power supply to it. Okay. Okay, let's give this guy a try. I also need to program the analog to digital converter code on it. Apologies, 1 second. We just need ADC example code. Don't need this on. Dude, I need to get, like... I don't want to say, like, hand wipes. But there has to be some way to, like, make your hands not sticky consistently. What do people do when they work with something that makes their hands sticky consistently? Because you can't just wash your hands constantly. Gloves? Gloves. 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 Okay. That makes sense. Example code application. We need... Speaker multiplexing code, microphone code, H-bridge code, GPIO example code, I think has... What? Hold on. Apparently my analog to digital converter code doesn't have... or isn't present. Give me a second. And thank you so much, Sparks, for subscribing. As always, appreciated, never necessary. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously though, where's my analog to digital code? It's not a big problem if I don't have it, because I can just rewrite it very quickly. But it's more or less a pain. Okay, well. Not going to let that stop me. Okay. So, I guess we'll just have to code it up out of nothing. I apologize for the inconvenience. File, new sketch. We go over to our new sketch and we get this bad boy working. Also, it's... Guys, can I level with you guys? I mean, I level with you guys all the time. Part of me really just wants to play Slay the Spire right now. Part of me is begging to play Slay the Spire right now, but no particular reason. Gaming stream. I haven't done a gaming stream in a while, but I'm doing a... Oh, yes. I'm not sure if I said already, but I am doing a collab with Avo on Friday in VR, so it's going to be something slightly different than usual. Okay. What do we need? 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 I need to make this entire thing work. Okay. Give me a second. So that's going to be a serial. So we want to serial dot begin 115200. I want to set digital, or analog to digital converters are always an input. We don't need the select pins. Serial begin's going to be fine, and then we do a digital read of... No, we do an analog read because it's analog to digital. Analog read A0 this, and then we assign this to a variable. And then I'm going to throw a delay here of approximately, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but we need to put a delay of like 500 milliseconds, just so it doesn't send it super often. And then we do Apple, so int analog value. And right now we are just coding up a very quick analog to digital code bit. It's nothing sophisticated. I just needed to get something to work so we can see if our circuit's going to be functional or not. And I'm going to print line, and then we're going to print... we're just going to print our analog value. Okay, let's see if this builds. Have you considered using anything other than Python? Wait, tried Python once and I wanted to cry. Dude, that's so fair, Firefly. I'm not a huge fan of... I'm not a huge fan of Python. It's useful. I know it's useful, I just don't like it. What's wrong with Python? That's what I'm learning next after SQL. Okay, so SQL is far worse than Python. SQL is its own individual database language. So I feel like that's completely different. Okay, it's programming. Give it just a moment. Going to resize this. Okay, so what we should see is we should see a value that is likely going to be about... If I had to guess before I turn on the serial monitor, it should be around 100 if things go well. 500 is fine. 500 implies a perfect voltage divider, though, which is disconcerting. Hold on, I'm just going to downsize this guy. It is in the dead center, so that's not, like, super unexpected. But I wouldn't have expected a dead even value of 500. Okay. So again, our voltage divider is in half here. So if I move this guy... Disgusting. If I move this guy further to the source... Guys, it works! It's gonna work. Alright. If you guys are able to see the value on... Hold on. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but the value on our... The value that our voltage divider is seeing is, in fact, working. So it should be extremely low if we're near here, which it is. And then if we go all the way over here, it should get higher. I can't believe this works. I can't believe this works. Okay, so this will work then. I can't believe this is gonna work. But it's gonna work. Huh. Marmite resistors. Hello, Kieran. What's up? We're making a circuit out of Marmite and Vegemite. Hopefully you're doing well. Well, I'm slacking at work. That's okay. I didn't even go to work today. To be perfectly honest, I slept until the afternoon, woke up, and it took me... Oh, the Vegemite potentiometer. Yes, that is the plan. Okay. Okay, so we'll be able to make this work. The thing that I need to see is what's the lowest this value gets and what's the highest this value gets. Okay. 170, and then this should be the highest the value can get. 813. And then the middleest the value should get 530. Okay, it looks like it has fully functional range. This is touching the ground. This is just off the ground. Okay, so it looks like the values range from 170 to 800 and change. Okay, 170 to 800 and change. Can we make... What can we do with this? Okay. I'm going to get this stuff out of the way because we won't need it for a second. And it's also taking up valuable making space. So give me a second. I'm just going to do that. Hey, Linted. How's it going? Okay. Are we going to have a mechanical wiper for the potentiometer? What do you mean a mechanical wiper? Okay. One sec. Okay. I have returned. Okay, so... Oh my gosh, the Marmite's so gross. Hey Michael, how's it going? Given that, what do we do? Honestly, we just need to make the interpreter for the circuit and then we should be fine. It should be, like, how much do we want this... I'm gonna ask you guys a question. How far do you guys want to take this? I'm pretty sure I can take this pretty darn far. I'm pretty sure I can take this pretty darn far. Or I could just get the proof of concept. Full send. Because it's essentially going to dictate how long this project is going to take us. So if we're wanting, like, something cool, I was thinking a breadboard style connections under a perf board for paper. Till you would rather do something else. Okay. I have no idea what all this Marmite stuff is for. Non-burnt out Ori. Oh, silly. So a perf board would be the paper and you draw symbols on it? Well, we already basically have a potentiometer. So I think we can do better than a potentiometer. Okay. So to summarize where we are currently at, I'm able to use an analog to digital converter to tell me how roughly far, or I'm able to send an electronic signal across Marmite. Why that matters is that we can use it with a known reference point, and based on what we're drawing, which should dictate the length, the length should be dictated by... Hold on, I'm thinking on how this would be simplified. Because if we just had, like, a normal resistor and then a Marmite resistor, for lack of a better term, the way that it would work out is that if you pulled there, and then if you pulled halfway through there, it's half the resistivity. It honestly won't be too bad. Guys. Okay. If we're going to full send it, I want to make a spell. I want to make a spell work. I'd at least like to make light work. I could light a fire. We could We could spray water. We could do anything that requires a digital signal. You can use a combination of distance of your circuitry and drawings in order to make it work. I could make a password. You could make a password out of Marmite, which would be interesting to me. I can make a password. I can make a motor work. Obviously, light. Light would be very easy. Wall breaker seal and wire it to some dynamite. You want me to make a wall breaker seal and wire it to some dynamite? Could you cause ominous crystals to grow? I don't think I could cause crystals to grow. I don't know a way to grow crystals with just voltage. Actually, no, there is a way to do that. I just don't have the means to do it. Wall breaker seal could drill a hole with a drill on a linear actuator. Yes, I could do that random logic. I don't know. I replaced my password manager with Vegemite. Does sound good. Okay, so here's the idea. Okay, so I'm going to type some stuff. So we have an 80, or actually, it's probably easier if I can. Boop. I'm just going to use this guy as a little notepad. Okay, we're just going to use this guy as a little notepad while we explain stuff. Okay, so we have the capability of using a password manager, but it's a Marmite spell circle, and then we have to think of how that would work. Multiple ADC inputs are expecting a value within a certain range or exact value. Make sure they all talk to each other. All talk to each other to ensure connectivity. So the question I have with that, though, is how are we going to... Hold on. I'm gonna make it slightly smaller. How are we going to... So we have multiple analog to digital inputs, and we're expecting a value within a certain range or an exact value to make sure they're all able to talk to each other to ensure connectivity. But how do we make a password out of that? Again, we have our expected values. We have ranges on those expected values, and then shapes. So what I'm thinking is like ADC. ADC1 is expecting a value between 0 and, or not 0, like 500 and 600. ADC2 is expecting a value between 2 to 300, so on and so forth, right? The only problem that I see with this is how are we going to power all of these? That is the question I have. Because actually getting these powered is difficult. Okay, so it's time to code then. I think we need to code. We're gonna have to code this stuff up and code the entire manager. That should be easy. Surely that would be easy, right, guys? Menu. I'm gonna get a little closer. Okay. Copium? No, we don't need copium, okay? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I have confidence. You have to have some confidence in yourself, okay? And we have plenty of confidence. Okay, I'm going to save this. Real quick, I'm going to add the networking code to its own file, then we're going to port over the other bits of code. Okay, confidence in snacks. I don't have any snacks. And also, I kind of feel dead to society right now. I have total trust in you, Ori. I don't know why. Why? Why would you have total trust in me? I'm just some random dolphin on the internet, okay? Listen, I'm just a random dolphin on the internet. I will hydrate. Gosh, I don't mean to be doomer. Okay. Networking code. Can we gamble our confidence? Sure, we can gamble our confidence. You have 2 tasty jars. Okay, real quick, we're going to set up a prediction. I will publish a prediction. I will give you guys 5 minutes to decide because it's going to take a little. And what we are going to do is, can we make a password system out of Marmite Magic Circle Password Manager? There. It will somehow work. There is no way this will work. This will not work. Okay. Okay, please put in your guesses now. There are 2 things. We will either make this work or we won't make this work. Okay. Real quick, I am going to go grab... I'm going to take a quick break, just like 1 minute. I'm going to grab something to drink and step away for just a second. So give me a minute. Please put in your votes now. If not, that's okay too. I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned. We got this. I'm gonna make this work somehow. Wait, are you guys betting against me or for me? This will somehow work. This will not work. Oh, I need to grab plates as well. Let me go grab some spare plates. You kidnapped returned? What? Wait, what are you guys talking about? And why are you guys counting? We were not doing Fibonacci? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make a password manager. This thing's going to work. Here's how it's going to work. You guys have 2.5 more minutes to vote. But here's how I think I'm going to make this work. It is going to take a, it is going to take 4 different symbols in. If the symbols are drawn incorrectly, it won't be able to process it correctly. It will then be checking to make sure they are all okay and within the expected value of our of our drawings, and what we need is the, hold on, basic symbols from Witch Hat Atelier. I believe there are... Does anyone know how many basic symbols there are? I want to say there's like 4 basic symbols for some reason. Ah, there they are. Okay. Save image as. Pictures. Maybe it's desktop? No, it's pictures. Okay. Okay, what do we need to call it? Oh, hey, reptile. We need to call it password. Yes, fire, earth, water, air. Okay. Okay. So the idea is that we're going to have to draw all the magical runes correctly. Pictures. This. Not the greatest image. Ori, I have an idea. You could connect up a perf board in a Charlie Picplex grid, and then each connection done by drawing would be unique, and it wouldn't take a ton of pins. What? What? Hold on. I am having an issue loading the image for some reason. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to get the... It's in pictures. Did I just not name it? Ah, here we are. Okay. There we are. Okay. I'm sorry. You'd have to look up Charlie plexing, but I'm also probably misremembering how they work. Perhaps. Okay. So the 4 runes that we have are these 4 runes here. I believe the top left one's water... Wait. What are they? Fire, earth, water, and air? Was it? Oh. Hello? Hello? Okay. I was kind of worried the stream crashed there for a second because my computer froze. Okay, so these are the 4 elements. We got to get them working. We just need to make sure that they are all okay. And then we are going to have to make them. Thank you for the 1 bit and throwing a penny at my face. It's oh so appreciated, Gideoneer. So we're going to have to make these signals, or not these signals, these sigils contiguous. Okay, I understand. And then what we will do... Okay. Okay. I know how we're gonna do this. Okay. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Take the networking code. Take our networking code. Again, I'm gonna save this image for later, but we don't need it right now. Okay. Take the networking code. Add to new code, June. And then we are going to have to take the multiplexing code. So I'm just porting over the multiplexing code real quick. Sorry you guys won't be able to see the initial setup, but it's fairly straightforward. What I need to do is I need to set a a startup for everything. We are going to have to set our pin selection mode, and then we are going to have to loop through and then call the client. And then we want to go through every 2 seconds. Sure, that's fine. It's not going to change anything. Get rid of the delay 2 seconds, that does not matter. And then we want select mux channel to be its own individual functionality. And then we need to rename this code. We need to rename this code to muxbot. Mux magic password. Password bot. Okay. Alright, and from here on in, it should be more than okay to show you what we're seeing. Okay, so again, the way that this code is going to work is it is going to cycle between our 4 channels here. So instead of running on 16 channels, we're going to have it cycle through, actually 5 channels. The 5th channel will be a special... The 5th channel will be a special surprise that will help us out later. So we have our 5th channel, and then it's just going to read it and then say if it tests messages. Okay. We got this. I was going to suggest feeding PS RNG as the said. What? Okay, hold on. I am kind of behind on your guys' conversation. I thought about this more, and I think it would be a hard part creating a surface with conductive paths that isn't an absolute nightmare to clean. Most certainly. Okay. Hold on. We are going to get this to work. We are going to get this to work. I don't care. I don't care not how long it takes. We're going to get this done today. You know what? You know what? Hold on. Let me make a commitment to you, chat. Let me make a commitment to you. I need to get my head in the game. I need to get my head in the game, okay? Okay? This is gonna be a 2-day project. This is going to be a 2-day project. I do not care. We are getting this done. I will make a password manager, okay? I will make a functional password manager in or not a functional password manager. I will make a functional magic circle password system in 2 hours. Okay? And you guys are gonna watch that happen. Okay? Rip and tear that code. That's the plan. We're going to rip and tear. We are going to be rip and tearing. I do not care. We are going to get this working. And I know we are going to get this working. Okay? So the idea here... Okay. If it's any motivation, I bet against you. Yes. Okay. Okay, we got this. So essentially, let me explain my current thought process. My current thought process is the following. I have a functional version. Well, I'm going to get this guy out of the way. We have a function... Wait, does that mean the stream won't end until it works? That means the stream will not end until it either works or I have given up completely on the project. Those are the two possible I like how I was holding up the number 3. Those are the two possible outcomes, okay? Either we will get this done this stream, or it will be ruled that without significant redesign, it is impossible to finish it. Working or book? Working or book? What do you mean working or book? But yes, we're going to rip and tear our way through this. Are you planning on taking tomorrow off work too? No, we're going to get it done in a single stream. Wait, do you guys really have that little faith in me? Wait, okay, hold on. I know a lot of you guys guessed 1, but do you guys actually have that little faith in me that I can't make a password manager out of Marmite? Do you guys actually have that little faith in me? That I can't make a password out of Marmite? And magical circles? I lack faith in the Marmite. My data set is too small, I have no idea. I gambled that it would work. Yes, but I'm asking if you think it's actually possible or if you just pressed 1 for the meme. Okay. 100% believe I just forgot to vote. Okay. Let's make the best password manager ever. Or not password. I bet against it, but I really want to be proven wrong. I went all in on one because I believe. Thank you, Sheeny. I appreciate your belief. I think you'll be able to. I'm back. Why is there do music? Because I just committed to getting this done on a single stream. We are going to get this done in a single stream. It's not a... We are going to make a Marmite password, and it is going to be functional. Okay? Okay? Okay. It's totally possible. You guys forget that I'm the best VTuber hybrid human dolphin inventor this side of the Mississippi, east side and west side of the Mississippi. There are no better human hybrid dolphin inventors in the entire world. I'm actually the best. Okay, I can make it. So I have our test message, and then instead of test message, I want to run X checker. Enter password. What about north of it? Of course, also north. I believe in your pure, unmitigated aura. Thank you, Jane. Also, hello, Jane. I miss you. Hopefully you've been good. I didn't vote, so I could close the prediction with the result, but I believe in you. Yes. You guys are going to see, like, actual... You guys are going to actually see, like, the bestest, okay? The unmedicated aura. Yes. Okay. Okay, so what we want is we are going to need 4 functional inputs. Fire input. Water input. Int. Forgiveness. Off ratio. I've been told you're doing crimes against humanity right now. No, Vinny. Okay, hear me out. Okay, Vinny? We are trying to make the electronics we are going to use the magic system from Witch Hat Atelier to make a working electronics password, a working electronics project that is going to be essentially a magical password that you have to draw correctly. Int spell closed. Which is easy, right? That's so easy. It's in fact trivial. Okay. Okay, that sounds a lot more sensible and cool. Does it? I appreciate that. I was told you were making a password manager out of Vegemite and Marmite. No, we are making a working password out of... So the idea is to use, like, different... We're going to use this, 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 and this to be able to make our own passwords by completing and drawing this magical circle correctly. And it's going to make sure we draw the magical circle correctly. Please don't put me in a mental asylum. Okay? I'm gonna need you guys not to put me in the mental asylum until this project is done. I see the vision. Good. Also, Con, thank you so much for following. It's really appreciated. I don't think I have any say over that. Okay. Int earth input equals 0. I just realized What is this, like, hardcore metal music playing, Lamau? This is me focusing, okay? This is me locking in air input. Unethically sourced Vegemite. Yes, unethically sourced. Okay, so fire, water, earth, air, spell closed. Those are the things that we need. I want to be able to print password. So what we're going to need is 2 functional things. Blech. Sorry. Print current. Print password. Actually, we'll just do enter and print. Okay, enter and print. So we want this to be able to print our actual password, which is going to be easy. So print our password. Enter and check our password. So that's why we have 2 identical, not identical, but we have 2 plates here. So one is going to be where we draw our password. We are going to print out our values, and then we are going to attempt to duplicate it. That is what we are going to do. Okay? Any questions? I'm waiting for questions, if there are any. Good luck. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, ma'am, you're killing it already. Good. Okay, so in order to make this work, I have our analog read. Analog read is going to be perfectly fine. Instead of printing to the value, we're going to have to assign it. We're going to have to put it to an array. I'm way too lazy to make an array. And close your eyes if you are a programmer, aka Jane, aka AB Vinny, aka Wolf with Sword, aka anyone else who knows programming, which is probably like 90% of you. You're about to see something terrible. And it's called I'm too lazy to make an array. So if channel equals 0. Okay. Will you go to jail for this? The programming that I'm doing, I probably deserve to go to, like, this isn't illegal, but this is highly, highly questionable. When is the programming we see here not cursed? Listen, just because I use Twitch chat as a communication protocol, and just because, like, I cobble together things, okay? And, you know, sometimes that's necessary. Okay, so channel 1, channel 3, channel 4 is channel 0. Okay, easy enough. I'm going to take these channels, it's going to read these channels. This is going to be these inputs. Not using an array is fine, but putting an opening bracket on a new line is horrendous. What? Wait, what's wrong with this? That's how I usually do it. I know so many applications that use Discord as their logging. Exactly. Okay, but again, this is for, like, a proof of concept. This isn't for, this isn't for something else. It's a style choice. Yeah, it's a style choice. Okay. Okay. Well, then you usually do it wrong. That's fair. Useful reptile. Useful reptile. My dear useful reptile. My dear useful reptile. Okay. What do you mean by I'm doing it wrong? Please explain. Well, the subject is well subjective and opinion can vary. It can be strong, but mine is correct, of course. Yeah, helpful lizard. Hmm? Hmm? Useful reptile? Useless reptile? Listen, I know you might be in here. Um, what am I even supposed to say? Are you an engineer? If I wanted to use Lisp style indentation, I'd go look at Lisp code. We've never had... I'm watching you. Okay, reptile? I'm watching you. I'm watching you right now. My eyes are on you. I am, actually. I know. You've interviewed as an engineer. Or you got distracted. Sorry, I get distracted easy. I kind of get squirreled very easily. Anyways, water input. Earth input equal value. Do we want the password manager to care about only the last sample or all samples? I think we only care about it on current sample. I'm sorry, what? I have Gamble on the line. Okay, that's true. You do have Gamble on the line. Okay, so fire input, water input, earth input, air input, and then we need to check if the spell is actually closed because the main system requires it be closed. That is essentially going to pull the value, and whenever we are getting something, that should essentially update the value. Whenever you guys test the word print, what I want to happen is that we print out our current password. Print current password hunter. Okay. Wait, I think I just learned about this. Would a switch work with what you're doing? We are using a mux. We are using a mux to make this happen, so it's able to take in multiple different inputs. Okay. I just realized since I went all in, I don't have enough for head pats. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay. Also, we'll probably change music in a bit, but for now, we are still going to be ripping and tearing our way in. Switch statement? Yes, a switch statement would be the correct implementation here. An array would be better. You should just use an array. You should definitely be using an array. There's no reason in Heckfire you should not just be using an array. Anyways. Is it plus? Okay. Thank you. A head pat cooldown is a cooldown wasted? What? Okay, fire input. We want to send out what we currently think our password is. We are going to get this working. Thank you, Boulder, for throwing a singular penny at my face. You're the light of my life. Sometimes I wonder where I'd be without you, but then I realize that I'd be absolutely nowhere without you, and that makes me extremely sad. And this is why you should tell this story at parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings, and job interviews. I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. This is what happens when you don't get enough sleep, okay? I have lost my sanity, and it's gone, and that's okay. Because I can get this working, and I'm going to get this project working, and you guys are going to go, wow, Ori, you're so cool. This project's working. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Now I have 20 seconds of latency. Wait, you have 20 seconds of latency? That's insane. Okay. So I just want to be able to print all of our values. This is what is essentially going to save off our password. Then we are going to run the checker here. And it's just essentially going to check the margin. And thank you, Brink, for throwing 100 bits at my face. Pup. Lizard pup? What? I'm so confused, but okay. I'm looking through all the values. I get all the values. And then we're constantly reading them and updating them. And then saved password. Saved password. Password. Saved fire. Saved water. Saved input. Saved air. Saved closed equals equals 0, 0. Close your eyes. This is terrible programming. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, am I even sorry that I'm doing terrible programming? If it works, right? Okay, so the reason why I'm making a secondary set of variables here is because we are going to want to save off the password. So this is the actual password. Okay. I'm taking notes so I can learn how to program. I would not do that. Why no show pup? Okay. So it prints the values, and then whenever I print my values, I want them to be saved off. And that is just called saved. Saved? Saved. Okay. So, to make this work, what I'm going to do is fire input equals fire. Saved fire. Oh my gosh. Dude, I can't remember how to spell things. Okay, this is going to set the actual password, and also I'm going to switch music now. I need something else. Okay, this is better. Okay, saved water, saved fire. We are going to take the fire input. I'm going to take the water input. I'm going to take the earth input. I'm going to take the air input, and then I'm going to take the spell closed input and save it off. So this is actually saving off our password. I guess instead of print, I should do save. Saves password for later use. Okay, so we save our password for future use. I don't need the ints, obviously, because it's already defined. And I'm just printing it so you guys have notice of it. And then what we need to do is we need to do a save, and we want to do a check password. So I'm just going to call this inner check. And then we are going to take these values. I'm sorry, what? Everything I have ever owned is now in boxes. Oh, are you moving soon, Stuffy? Saved fire. So we essentially need to check. We need to check that everything is close enough. If it works, it works, is the quote I like most about the engineering mentality. Yes. Good. I'm glad that you also think that way. Okay, so essentially the way that this is going to do or work is that we are going to be constantly pulling our values for fire, water, earth, air, and if the spell is closed or not. If it is not, this won't work. If the spell is not closed, this won't work. It then will save the air values, the input for... That's not right. Hold on. This is supposed to be Earth. I don't know why I said input there. Okay, saved Earth. Saved Earth. Okay. Maintain abilities for chumps. Exactly. Maintain abilities for chumps. This is forever, and we are going to get this guy working. So, fire, water, air, earth, and closed. We send the message whenever you guys save the password. This will actually save off the password. Actually, I'm going to make it so that only I can save the password. Yeah, I'm going to make it so only I can save the password, so we don't accidentally reset it randomly. So to do that, to make it so it only chooses me is simple. I just need to add an extra little guy here and do and IRC message dot nick index of Ori on Aura. And then we set this guy to true, and then that works. Okay, so that will only let me save the password, so essentially we can't force ourselves to cheat. Well, I guess I could cheat, but I'm not going to cheat. Okay, saves password for user, enter check, and then if we need to make a flag variable, or we need to make 5 flag variables. So flag fire equals 0, flag close equals 0, flag water equals 0. And also, you could use a structure in this case, but I'm not using one. The reason being is that we frankly, I don't know how the final structure is going to look. If I knew how the final structure was going to look, it would make sense. But, I don't know how it's going to look. But it would make more sense. How is -1 considered to be true? This may be a stupid question. Index of, I believe, returns. Thank you, S-Cargo. Also, hello again, S-Cargo. Index of, I believe, returns... Or should... Apologies. 1 second. How is -1 considered a true? I don't think I've ever someone referred to a struct as a structure. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a first time for everything. Okay. I just need to focus. How are you? I am doing just dandelions. By just dandelions, I'm slowly losing my mind, and I committed to finishing this project today for some reason. Mostly because I have a collab tomorrow, and I want out. So now we're here. And I need to make this password, or I need to make this thing work. KEKW. Indeed, KEKW. Okay. Non-precision of Marmite equals 100. Okay. I am excited for the VR collab though. Me too. Taking a quick stretch. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna need these variables here. Okay, I've got these variables. Oh, hi there. Hello there, Lord Root. How's it going? Oria's more bubbly in 3D. Wait, am I more bubbly in 3D? I feel like I'm the exact same, but I could be wrong. Who's the collab with? The collab is with Avocado. We'll be hanging out in VRC and doing stuff. You are? Interesting. It's probably just how that's just how I am, I suppose? Like, it's harder to see how much I stim in real life on a 2D model, but I stim a lot. Okay. If... Okay. This... You know, I'm just gonna use this line. Okay. Okay, so we are essentially going to check saved water versus this. If saved water is... So I want to make sure that it's within 100 of the actual input. So water input is the value that's being modified. So if it is more than... If it is more than saved water plus 100... And... Hold on. Open this bracket here. And... Saved water plus... minus 100 is more than... If I'd rather eat saved water when you're an input, and I'd rather eat you when you're not an input. Okay, that should apply the range the way that we want it. So essentially what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to set up a conditional that if our values are true, if both values are true, so if this number is within 100 of the input, it should always say yes to this, and then we want to save the flag over. And then flag water equals 1. And then else flag water equals 0. And then I want to do the same thing except for all the other elements. I'm gonna need 3 plates. Okay. Fire. 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 Water, fire, air. Okay. We have water, we have fire, we have water, fire, earth. We need earth. 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 And... Earth. Hold on, that seems wrong to me. No, that's correct. This isn't capitalized is what's wrong with the function. fire input, saved water, fire input, earth input, earth input, saved earth, and then flag, save, earth, save, earth. Okay. So this checks water. We make sure that it's within 100 plus or minus of the expected input for the water rune, and then we check the fire rune, and then we check the earth rune, and then we check the air rune. Yeah, air rune. And you may say you are wasting calculation time, and to you I say you are 1000% correct, and you get this wonderful prize of you're correct. Because technically I shouldn't have to update these every time, but it will be simpler for the system if I do. So that's what I'm gonna do. Closed. Okay, so we have our values here. The compute time will be next to nothing compared to the chat red logic. That takes ages in comparison. That is correct. Usually logging and anything to do with network connections takes the absolute longest in a system. Saved. So close or closed? Save closed. Then closed input. Okay, let's see how many airs we have. We should have quite a few because I am not the greatest at duplicating and making code functional on the first pass. We have an issue with the client callback. We have an issue with our client callback. Okay, hold on. I have to close out of... I think I have to do other things first, to be perfectly honest. Hold on. Network code. Network code, network code, network code. Thinking what our issue is here. This is all within the same setup. I want it to end here. That is correct. I want you to start there. I want you to end there. That is correct. The only thing that I can think of is that my pound includes are wrong, but I know for a fact I have the right pound includes because this is... Hold on. Let me double check that I have the right pound includes. Need to close this for half a second. I am just checking. Okay. How much jink is going on right now? Yes. Just all of it. Don't worry, just about all of it. ESP, standard IO. Okay, the only thing I can think of is that I don't have the scoping correct. I don't have the scoping correct. Okay. Drink maxing, certain way of life. Yes, it is most certainly a way of life. It is the way of life that I'm currently living my life, okay? I'm absolutely drink maxing. And that's okay, because I'm gonna get this to work. Is the cope that I tell myself every day. And then I wake up and then it doesn't work. Select Mux channel is declared in this scope, so I don't know why you're upset. Select Mux channel not declared in this scope. It's saying we haven't selected our Mux channel. Just in case they aren't already. No, they're already selected. Good morning. Good morning, MTG Live. MGTV Live. Very good morning to you. Hopefully it's going well. I hate being in scope hack. It's essentially saying one of my functions isn't properly defined. Hold on. Let's address the first error first. One error at a time. One error at a time. First of all, what are you doing here? That doesn't make sense to me. Second of all, message callback is where we care. Okay, message callback. Where is message callback ending? Okay, you are ending there. You are supposed to be returning there. You are pointless. Hydrate, thank you for the hydration check. I will hydrate. It's too early in the morning, only 5:50 a.m. here for me. Oh, okay. 12 hours difference. 14? 14 hours. 12 plus 2. Yeah, 14. Okay. I don't know why this isn't being defined, because we're defining this function. All I can guess is that I did something wrong here. Okay, you just resolve one error, one at a time, and then you'll eventually get to your answer. Okay, next. There's another error here. The error here is that this doesn't make sense. Okay. Essentially, what I want to do is I want to close these guys down and only have this. We don't care about this part yet, or this part. So I want to make sure that the function is ending there, which it is. Next, we check the if for this, and then we check the return statement for that, and then we recompile and see if that is happy. Okay, you can be smarter, more knowledgeable than me, but I'm in the future, hee. Wait, are you like right on the international date line or something? And then that means I have problems with my scope. Poisson. I'm sorry, what? Poisson. Wait, did I miss a raid? Welcome in, raiders. I'm Aura. I'm a human hybrid VTuber dolphin. Thank you so much for the raid. I didn't see you guys raid in, but welcome in, raiders. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. Poisson is in fish in French. And, oh, thank you so much for the... Thank you so much for the raid, Alpha Mew. Thank you guys so much for the raid. We are currently working. Did you do your math homework? I never do my math homework. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm Oriana Aura. I'm a VTuber hybrid human dolphin. We are currently trying to work on a magical system
based on Marmite and the Witch Hat anime that's coming in. Did you do your math homework? I did not do my math homework. I haven't done my math homework in a while. And we are currently coding up the implementation, and we are struggle busting our way through, but we are going to get it done come heck or high water. I've committed to either finishing it or failing it this stream. So hopefully you guys will stay in. If not, that's perfectly okay too. And how was y'all's stream? What were you guys doing? What were you guys up to? Afe, Mew, VT, Mahjong. Oh, okay, nice. Expected. Also, apologies, my computer is lagging ever so slightly, so please do bear with. Okay. And we are just working through our compilation issues, then we'll actually be able to draw the circuit and get things working. But essentially, we are abusing the fact that Marmite is electrically conductive to make our own password system out of it. Thank you for that, Spring. It's appreciated. Okay. It's going to be okay. Send Twitch message. We send the Twitch message across. We return. Why are you returning here? It doesn't make sense. Oh, thank you so much for following, Alpha. Thank you so much for following, Alpha Mew. Okay. So it's expecting a... I wasn't following. I suppose not. And thank you so much for following Poison VT. I hope you have a good time for however long you are here. And thank you again for the raid. It is super duper appreciated. And... yeah. Yar. I guess so. What's up? That's why I blew up. Yes, that's how you blew up. I never learned how to play Mahjong. This time Oreo 2, right? Yes, I'm going to blow up. Honestly, at the current moment, I feel like I'm going to blow up of stress. So, that's life. Kerboom? Yes, Kerboom, indeed. It's not worth learning, TBH. Would you like to learn? I could host a session. Maybe. If I recall, it's just string to turn this guy into a string. It's either string or capital string. Pinboo better than Alf and Poison. I see. Ava Meow. I like string and especially yarn. Nice. Very nice. I can't say I'm a huge fan of yarn or string. Thank you, Ty, by the way. Okay, we just have one error left to fix, which is why this isn't working, and that's because we have an extra case. There. Okay. So we are setting all of our... We seem to be getting other smart people for Mahjong. We can always do one. We can always do one Space Nerd. What? I'm confused, but okay. Also... So we save it, we check, and then I just need to check everything. If flag close. If flag close is equal to 1. Okay, check this value. If flag air is equal to 1. If flag water is equal to 1. If flag air, water, earth is equal to 1, and then send Twitch message password correct. Okay. So what should happen is this A should compile. And I'm going to change up the music a little. Okay. Music's working, and we are... I actually got called out by one of my coworkers. I got distracted while watching this shout-out timer while I was in the middle of something. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay, so what should happen is when we run this guy, if you immediately save and then check the password, it should work. So that's not exactly a check of the system, but I do want to check if we do save and then enter check. Yeah. Essentially, we win if password correct is stated. What is your IDE of choice? I use Notepad. I use Notepad typically. So like I use Notepad++, or I just use Ultra Edit, or just Notepad, or inline. That is how I generally edit. Okay. This should spam 5 messages. Those are all the values, and they should always be within 100% of the values. So if I perform the enter check, if I could spell correctly, enter check, it will say the password's correct. And then if I were to literally modify any of the inputs, honestly, just holding it should do enough to it. Hold on. We'll see in a second. We're going to get this working. Okay. I believe the code is working. I love watching reels. Well, thank you. I work very hard on my reels. We like numbers out here. I love numbers. Okay. Now it's time to put together the actual circuit to test everything. We don't need a voltage divider circuit, so this entire thing is useless. So I just need to disconnect you from everything. So you're not needed. And the reason why we don't need a voltage divider circuit is because we'll be making our own. And then, what are you supposed to be? VCC and ground? Okay, I can feed you 5 volts and ground. So right now I'm just wiring this guy up. Okay, that should handle the mux. Oh, and then if you guys run... Hold on. I want you guys to also be able to see what the current numbers are. So if you run enter check, it will also send what they are currently saying they are at. And I need to recompile that and add it over. I do need this to power our mux. So this guy takes in multiple ADC inputs and is processing it. That is what it is responsible for. What's your favorite number, Ori? 9. 9. It was my number when I played softball. Let's see. What is the issue here? And then we need to set up our circuit and our password circuit. And then the voltage from that also needs to work. What are you guys? You guys are 3 volts in ground. 3 volts. Okay, so this is going to be our circuit. Okay. So could someone please run the enter check command? So enter check all caps like this. So that will check all of our values. That's weird. Okay, that's more reasonable. And then I am going to set our password. Okay, I need to set our password. Give me a second. Okay, so that's our password thing. It is loading it, give it a moment, and then we will need to set up and draw our actual circuit. Again, we are going to use Marmite because it is electrically conductive, and then I'm going to need a bunch of wires and a bunch of good vibes. What if this doesn't work? It's going to have to work. It might, but it might not. Yes. Okay. Mux magic password. So now if we enter check, it should fail because the magic circle is not complete, which is expected. And we just need to make the circle itself. Okay. So I cannot believe Marmite is conductive enough to be wire. That's so funny. Yeah, it's just conductive enough to be... It's just conductive enough. Sorry, I had to see a certain something. Okay. So these are the 4 runes we need to draw for our password. And then I need to complete the circuit. So I'm just going to put this guy up here. Or maybe here. Let me get it smaller. I'll just make it smaller. Put it like here-ish. There we go. That's fine. Okay. How do I make this? I need to complete the circuit itself. I need to be able to check it. I'm checking the battery and the voltage. Instead of plugging directly in, I can grab one more 3.3 volt source by cheating something out. So if I do this plus this, and then I plug this in over here, right here, and right here, and then I bring our, then I put in VNs, which are male to female requirements. You. Okay. Input outputs. So input, and then our secondary input. Split these wires. Red is the power. Okay, then this device should turn on without outside help. Keyword should. Okay, cool. It turns on without outside help. The reason why we need this is because I am too low on IO. Okay. Then we need to draw our actual circle. And I also need to draw... Oh gosh, this is going to be messy. Okay. So those are our 5 inputs, 5 outputs. Okay. This will work. This has to work. Okay. So now we got to draw our password in Marmite. You might ask how the heck we're going to draw a magical circle using Marmite. I'm glad you asked. That is what our friend Mr. Syringe is for. Wait, I need to ask why you chose Marmite in the first place. Was it like the first thing you had in your cabinet? Quite the opposite. It was actually quite difficult to source. It's actually extremely difficult to source. Oh, what the heck? Hold on 1 second. It kind of just got everywhere. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was actually extremely difficult to source. Okay, I got this. I need 5 wires. Need 5 wires. Do I need 5 wires or 6 wires? Or do I need 15? Okay. So first I need to figure out a grounding circuit. Okay, so first is a grounding circuit, which is a 3 volt and a ground. Okay, 3 volt and a ground, which we'll just put here. Oh, I do need you to punch through, little guy. Please? Please punch through? Can't say I didn't expect these not to be able to punch through. That's actually problematic. Okay. That's one bit. Let me grab something. I need some wires. 1 moment. I'll be right back. Okay, wires. Wires. Okay. Wait, hello? Oh. Okay, we're good. Next, I really just need a spare power. So you're basically going to act as my power. Red. And this. Ignore this guy. He is just going to act as an extra hand. Oh, it's the hot dog loader. Good for the hot dog loader. Getting its secondary life. Okay. Put this up. Okay, then I'm going to need a whole bunch of connections. So we're going to need 4 voltage connections. Each one of these guys should have 3 connectors if I recall correctly. Ground. Ground. And one more ground. And one more ground. Okay, that means one of these will have to be a supplier as well. So it'll be you. Okay. Okay, and then 3 volts. And grounders. Does anyone else understand what's going on right now? Or is it just like completely like black magic to this point for everyone else? How many people know what's going on? I get it. One person gets it. Okay. Both. It's black magic. Sorry, Miss Fish. That's okay. I understand that wires are being placed. You're stabbing wires into paper plates. I see the goal. Okay. I appreciate the vote of confidence, by the way, Niceath. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate you. Okay, I got this. I tune in for my daily dose of background or black magic noise. That's true. Remember, guys, Ori isn't real. She can't hurt you. I can hurt you. Remember, I can always... Don't... No, let's not say that. Okay. Your ability to hurt things is lacking. We're measuring various points to see if we drew the right sigils. That is correct. That is correct. Okay, so quite a few of you guys know exactly what's going on. Very good job knowing what's going on, because it's a little hard to keep track of my thoughts on this subject. Okay. And then just you and you, and you, and you. Okay. Then you. Okay. Let's get this guy zoomed in. Okay. Zoomed in. And then the way that this works is that we need something to read everything. Okay. So, like, we put things in that read and see where the drawing goes. That's correct. Some of us see the genius. I think you explained it previously quite well. I don't know how you guys think. I appreciate, I appreciate the self-confidence boost. I'm not going to question it. Wait, why could I get you fired? Why could I get you fired? Why could I get you fired, Ty? I couldn't get you fired. The question is if the genius is actually shared psychosis. No, it's not shared psychosis. It's real. It's technically a little backwards. Okay, to be fair though, Kynaps, whenever you're inventing a literal magic... No. Remember when you're inventing a literal magic system out of wires and marmite and electronics? You look a little psychosed from the outside. Okay? Never underestimate crazy people with the ability to find your boss's contact and spread lies. You don't think I could find your boss's contact? Ty, I couldn't find your boss's contact. I could never do such a thing. I would never. You're my mod and a close friend. More importantly, a close friend. I hope you think I wouldn't. Okay. Details. Details. That's why you don't give a dolphin your information. Dolphins are evil. I mean, we're not evil. Oh, I wouldn't say you wouldn't. I'm like 50% sure Ori knows about my LinkedIn now that I think about it. Yes, Wolf, you've shared a paper that you've published with me. I in fact do know your name, and I could find the information if I wanted. It wouldn't be difficult. It would not be difficult. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay, so... that. Okay. Then, going to head out for food now. Good luck with the build. Thank you. Okay, now I just need to place these. Something about Ori just causes people to dox themselves. Yeah, totally. Okay, let's give it a try. In theory, if I did everything right, we should get different values. Could someone please give the command, the intercheck command? Okay. So once I set a password, that will no longer be correct. So it's time to set a password by drawing the runes. Okay. Okay. How do I do this? Flip the plate? No.
Okay, I'm not that good at casting spells. But someone please do the first command. Do the first command again, please. Okay. So that would be the first part of the name. That spell ain't lasting long. It's okay. Okay. Next. Need to draw the triangle one. Okay, please try the next one. Please do a command on the next one. It's going to work. Okay. Okay. And then... what is the next symbol? I need to draw like a fancy looking S. Okay. Check please. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I need to refill my ink. 1 second. See, look at how static those... why change? The values are close to each other. So you actually have something called resolution Devil Conmare on analog to digital converters. So it's not going to be perfectly accurate because it's gauging it over 3.3 voltage. So 1024 is 3 volts and 0 is 0 volts. So it's not perfect at gauging the exact voltage, right? So that's why it's going to be slightly off. It's kind of amazing that it works as well as it does. Well, yeah, silly Billy, I made this. Of course it's going to work. I have like an 80% project completion rate, I'll have you know. Okay, next rune. Famous last words. Listen, I just need to draw runes. I'm just gonna draw a fancy little rune guy. I'm gonna draw like a square. Make sure those lines don't touch, because if those lines touch, I'm pretty sure it breaks the circuit. And then I'm just going to draw a glob for you. Can you draw at least one wrong intentionally? I will draw it wrong when I make the password, or when I check the password. Okay. Please do check one more time. Will those numbers fluctuate? They will fluctuate slightly. Okay. And then I am going to do the save. They should be relatively stable. They're not going to be perfectly stable, but they'll be relatively stable. And then I need to do a command. Just in case, I'm going to copy and paste... Ooh, that's weird. One of our circuits isn't being super stable. I'm guessing it's the pile. Okay, enter check. Okay, let's give this guy a try. So we have our symbols, and then I need to... I'm just going to take these values just in case we lose them during the runtime, so I can save them off. What's the tolerance on these password values? Like a value of 100, if I recall correctly. save these values off just in case. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to make the incorrect password. So in theory, if I unplug all of this and then start with a new board and then run the check, it won't come up with the same value. So what I need is the save. So we're going to run the save command. And those are the values that are saved in memory. So it needs to be those values or it will be incorrect when you check the password. And then right now, if we now checked the password with a valid circuit, which we currently have, with inner check, it should say that it's successful. Oh, 1 second. Hello? Wait, hello? Oh. Okay. Enter check. Should say that it's successful. Oh, uh-oh. One more time. Uh-oh. That's not good. It appears we have some drift. A bit of a value drift, yeah. Let us try again. Enter check. What value is saying it's off? That value looks fine, that value looks fine, that value looks fine, that value looks fine. Honestly, those values all should work. Those aren't 100 apart. No, I don't think lettuce would work. Okay. So there must be some issue that I'm not foreseeing. Maybe it's drying out. It might be, but I don't think it is. My only guess right now is that I'm not checking against the correct values, and I'm not. Okay, that's a pretty easy fix. So I am checking against saved water instead of saved closed. That's at least one error. Saved closed, saved air. Earth, fire. Water, this is water. Oh my gosh, why do these all say water? Ori, you need to do better. Do better. Well, this actually is water, though. Okay. Fire. Water. Fire. Earth. Close. Where's air? Air. Water. Fire. Earth. Air. Closed. Let's try that again. The dolphin brain has water biases. Yeah, just because I have a little water bias. I have a little bit of bias. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so does everyone okay, please wake. It's uploading, it is uploading. Okay, let's go ahead and try that again. So we run the intercheck value. We get values. We run the save value. So once we save our password, it should save in our values. And then if we checked it again, it should say if it's correct. And it says password's correct. Then if we did something to modify the circuit, so if we did something to modify our circuit here and reran it, so this should cause it to fail theoretically, I think. Oh. Logic should have failed there. Okay, so we have a slight issue. Okay, we have a slight issue. The numbers are changing, but the flags are not properly changing. This is on the closed circuit. Very permissive. It's not supposed to be that permissive. It's not supposed to be promiscuous. It's saying the first value. The first value is fire, though. The first value is saying it's fire. Huh. Okay, so value 0 is fire. Value 1 should be water. Value 2 is earth. Value 3 is air. Value 4 should be if the spell is closed. And then it should be updating it every time. It updates that, and then we check the output. And then water input. My only guess is it's not properly updating. Okay, so there's a code issue. Let's find it. So the circuit is working correctly, the logic is not working correctly. This is the easiest type of thing to fix. So our values are being updated, but the flags are not working properly. That means our flag logic is wrong. So it's saying the fire input is wrong in particular. Is this what unit tests are for? I mean, this is what unit tests are for, perhaps. Time to add logging. No. I mean... yeah, I guess so. Hold on. Send Twitch message. Water. Success. Fire. Success. Fire. Fail. Gosh darn it, this isn't going to work. I'm not suggesting that we write them here, but for something long-term we would. Oh, yeah. For something long-term, we wouldn't be using a solution like this in the first place, right? This is a solution that you blitz out as like a hackathon. As like a hackathon solution, not for something you would want to actually field, right? Earth fail. Air success. Air fail. Dude, I need new glasses. I need new glasses. Closed fail. And then we check if closed success. Okay. That should help us with our system. Are you serious? The one flag we're not checking. The one flag that we're not checking. The fire flag. The only flag we are not checking. The only flag we're not checking here. Congrats, you found the one bug. Yeah, thanks. Dude, what's the odds of that? What's the odds of that? I'm not doing this for bait. If I was baiting, I'd be done by now. Okay. One more time. Once more onto the breach. 1 and 4. Kappa. Okay. Ori, I'm using earphones. Stop. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what did I do? Apologies. Or topologies. Okay, come on, come on. Ow. This is so frustrating. This is so very frustrating. Okay. Run the command. Can someone please run the command for our magic circle? For the check portion. Okay, now if we do the save command. So now if we do the save command. And then we need the SAVE. So save. And then run the check command one more time. So if we run our check command now, success, and then if I remove and make the spell incomplete, please run the command again. Then it does not give the password correct. Okay, cool. Okay. No, this is what we want. It didn't find the air signet correctly because I disconnected it. And then if I reconnect the air signet, if I reconnect it, try rerunning the command. It's saying fires failed? Water success, fire fail, close success. I believe fire's you. One more time. Let's see. Fire's still saying it failed. Let's see. Now let's try. Okay. Keeping everything connected in the signet is hard with the ink. There we go. Okay, So now what we need to do is we need to transcribe the runes correctly again for the second time. Easy, right? It was so easy the first time that the second time is going to be trivial. I'll be right back. I need to grab another plate. Okay. The pins need to be in the right spot too. That is correct. Sounds like a nightmare. Yes, welcome to... Listen, okay, writing magical spells is hard, okay? I just need to mimic the exact same circuit that we just successfully did. That's easy. Okay. Okay. So now we need to reset up the signal. We need to redraw the signal. Or the circuit. And then it should work. Then we'll be done. So now what? Now I need to successfully redraw and recreate the signal. Wouldn't it be more accurate to draw it first? Yes, that is correct. I'll do that first. You're right. Okay. So this is our current magical circle. Let's try to draw a second magical circle. So take a little screenshot. I think it was like this before. Actually, no, it was like this before. Yeah, it was this way. Also, this is so sticky. I hate it. I hate this. 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 Oh well. Can't do much about it now. Just need to reproduce it. Okay. Okay, next. I return. What did I miss? We're drawing the circle. We're trying to draw the password again. It's this. It's this. And then... Oh, I need more. We need more ink. I hate this. I hate this. It's okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. I mean, theoretically it works. It's just a matter if I can reproduce the drawing closely enough. Oh. down, then back out again. And then this password is just a blob in the middle. Okay, let's go ahead and see if this guy works. We need more ink. Sounds like my tattoo artist. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna wash my lab jacket after this. I can't wait to wash my lab jacket after this. Okay. Just need to get this working. Okay. The thing I'm worried about is being able to get the bleeping guys through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Got a sewing needle? No, I have another option. Woo. Okay. Okay. Then I need one of you. There's no way I'm gonna reproduce this successfully. Like, I can get approximately close, but there's no way I can actually reproduce this entirely, right? These are just sticky and cool. Just needs to be within 100. That's true. You're right. You're right. Oh, sweet summer child. I think this is going to be a failure. Oh, no. 1 second. I'm going to take off my lab jacket because it is getting super dirty. But at least I can wash my skin after. Okay. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. Don't lose hope now. I won't. Okay. Like, you guys don't know how bloody, you guys don't know how sticky everything is. It is, like, extremely sticky. Okay. Which you'd think if it was extremely sticky, it wouldn't have any problems staying in the circuit. But it does. Oh, this by far, Brink. This is by far worse. Like, it's not even comparable. Could someone do the check command, please? I want to see how far we're off base on everything right now. Ah, yes. Everything. Ah, yes, of course. It is all failing. So, that's what happens if you don't redraw it successfully. I hate this. Try one more, please. Hopefully one of them is right this time. One of them should be right, because I rewired the bottom. Okay. One of them is successful. I just need to get the other ones working. We just have to get the other passwords up and running. That's easy. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's in. Yeah, that's in. It's just sticking to everything. Okay, try number 2, please. Try one more time, please. Try one more. You know what? What if I told you guys there's a special solution? How's it getting worse? Because I'm not good at drawing magical circles. Boulder. I just wanted a working password system. Was it so hard to ask for just a working password system? Am I asking for too much? Am I asking for too much on this planet when I ask, hey, I just want a working Marmite password system? It should be first grade, SpongeBob. It's first grade. You know what? I have a plan. I know what will work. You guys want to see something that will work? Is if we overwrite the command. you can't unmagic the magic and expect it to be easy. That's true. But, like, make a brute force board with blobs of diameters. Yes, that is possible. I'm debating doing that. But, I have a better idea on how to make this work. I have a better idea. I have a better idea. So... So unfortunately, I was not able to accurately redraw it. The system does work. I just can't accurately redraw it because I'm not good enough at drawing with sticky Marmite. I don't know what to consider this experiment. Like, it does set the password, and we are able to, like, play around with it. But I'm not able to accurately, like, recreate it due to drawing skill. I want to see it work. That's okay. I don't. So, I think I am going to end it here because I feel sticky all over. It's less of a failure of the system, more a user error. Yeah, it's a success. Now burn it and forget it never happened. Exactly! Exactly, Devil Can Mare. This is why I like you. Yep, yep. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, so what we are going to do, the system clearly works, yeah. I just can't draw. Okay. We are going to raid out, so we're saying yes. Yes, we're saying yes. Because the system does work. I just can't recreate it. Because I'm not good at drawing. And I don't feel like playing around in sticky marmot. Like this, trust me when I say this is an extremely miserable situation. So what we are going to do is we are going to raid out, what is our thing going to be? Marmot password system. Okay, we'll raid Linted. And thank you guys so much for being here. It is definitely appreciated that you guys are here. I'm going to go clean up and cry in a corner. So please don't mind me. I hope you guys are able to have a good afternoon, evening, and night wherever you guys are. I will be streaming on Friday with Avo. If you guys can't be there, that's also okay. If you guys can, that'll all be great. Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys around.